My mother was an angel with a sweet angelic grin, and she had the dimple of a goddess cleft here in her lovely chin. Oh, I loved her and adored her as she wore her fur-lined coat and came home from Philadelphia like a sweet, exotic note from a foreign song, an instrument I never before had heard, a strange and vibrant melody, a warm, embracing word. That was my mother, before he came and took her by degrees and sucked from her the syrup of life as winter does the trees. I swore I'd get him when I grew to manhood, hunt him down and cut him sure with the razor that my uncle kept, the one he bought from a hardware store. I tell this tale as a full-grown man, so follow me as best you can. For 30 years I stalked him through the thickets and the vines, through the eyes of aging women whom his kiss had rendered blind, and I chased him through a lyric once of a great poetic crowd. And I got close enough to hear a poet screaming, "Be not proud!" But he escaped me and my razor, for I swore to cut him sure, just as clean as any man could run a razor to the core. And I chased him through the pages of 1,000 reveries of the people through the ages. He had done as he did me. And yet he mocked me as he left me stark mementos of his trade in the crumbled smiles of women where young laughter once had played. Ah, you lean and lusty demon, you who revels in his crime and plucks up little children like brown berries on the vine, and who stiffens knuckles, hips and fingers, elbow joints and knees till they molder in their sockets like the sprockets of a tree. 'Tis him I followed halfway round the globe and swore myself to cut. If I could catch him once in a young woman's arms, I'd slice his filthy luck. I tracked him down around the ancient wharves of Whitman's Brooklyn rhymes and ran his shadow through Jane Austen's house and Bronte's vineyard vines, and would have nabbed him at Anne Sexton's house, which glistened with her blood, that was shed but for the spite of him in Sapphic sisterhood. Oh, spill the words of pen and write in red the color of despair, and dip my razor in that ink to scrawl its anger bare. And so I traced him to a nursing home whose habitants I knew, for I had an aunt who lived there in her cluttered quietude. And as I crept in, I could smell him, his melancholy rhyme, that revolting stench of romance with its sweet and sickly lines. And my razor started grinning like a serpent at my arm, like a cold and cruel assassin who had come to do great harm. And like a leopard through the doorway, I did fling my weight into a rather self-conceited poker game that my aunt was sitting through. And she looked up to see me standing and then gave a curious smile, for there was blood smeared on the playing cards, and the small room reeked of bile. Each player had a butcher knife that lay beside her deck, and my enemy dozed in an overstuffed chair with gashes on his neck. And in that instant, all my wrath was but a snowflake in the sun as I stared meek and speechless at what each of them had done. But Auntie took it with a shrug and smiled. Oh, never mind. You didn't interrupt a thing. We were just killing time.